Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Dreamforce. Oh, somebody's got pass-through on their audio there. How's it going? Welcome, everybody, to this special edition of Dungeons and Dreamforce Winter19 edition. I know it says 2018 up at the top. Ignore the minor technical issues. I've got a posse here I've assembled. They're here to help me on this journey. And we're gonna take a trip into a fantasy wonderland. My name is Mark Ross. I am the DM on this particular adventure, also known as Salesforce Yoda. Joining me is this ragtag band of miscreants and one very prestigious individual.
That's me.
No. We're going to play some Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to do so to benefit Pep Up Tech. Pep Up Tech is an amazing charity that is designed to provide tech training, mentorship, equipment, everything that people who are underrepresented and underprivileged would need to be able to find careers and get a jump start on life. So any donation that you make to this right now will affect them. It will benefit them. 100%, of course, goes to Pep Up Tech. And then we will also be taking those funds and using them to affect the game, as it were. Each of these individuals here who are joining me, they all will have bonuses that can be accrued in the form of rerolls, in the form of automatic successes, and in the form of draws from the deck of metadata things, which we will demo here shortly. So, you can help or you can hurt the players on this journey, and we're just going to see how this goes from here on out. So, starting at my top, cycling through, we have Sam Safin. Sam, who are you playing today?
I am playing Francisca Palace, a bard. My first venture into playing a bard. I'm super excited.
A changeling bard.
Yes, although she does not publicize that, you know.
Okay. To her right, Squire Kirshner. Squire, who are you playing today?
I'm playing Orem Orbiter, a stereotypic dwarf with a bad attitude and a hunger for gold. Just like me in real life, I guess.
Beneath him, our resident rookie this go-round.
Thanks.
Please give a hand to Reby de la Paz. Reby, please tell us about the character you're playing today.
I am playing Epic. She's a female high elf / rogue. So, you know, might as well go with some of this and some of that. So she's a summer. There you go.
All right. And then to her left is perhaps the strangest individual we have here. Brian Kwong, who are you playing today?
I am playing Voltaren Shen. I am an arcane trickster, which is basically a mix of a magic user and a rogue or a thief. And that's all I'm going to tell you, except for I got a magic hat.
Heard that before, Brian.
Which is so unlike you.
I know. You notice the lack of a point, though.
When was the last time that happened?
Below him is John Graff with the returning character. Who is your character again? Please inform all the rest of us.
Dadatello is everyone's favorite half-orc monk who was raised in the sewers of the city of Moscone and has always tried to do his best to bring good to the land and then return back to his home in the sewer where he eats pizza and rides skateboards and practices with his other brothers.
And then to his right is Peter Coffey. What I can never keep a hold of your title. I apologize, sir.
It's not intended to be easily remembered because that would label me. VP for Strategic Research at Salesforce.
Absolutely, and friend of our show, we of course we do the Wizard Cast.
For sure. And
Absolutely.
tonight, with typical disregard for the honorable battlefield origins of the Gaelic forebears of my family name, I'm playing the proprietor of a coffee shop. I'll have you know that the Gaelic origin of my last name, which is spelled rather more complicatedly, is Sons of the Victorious, and there's a coat of arms and everything, but it got spelled as double F double E when one of my ancestors came in through Ellis Island, and we weren't in a position to complain.
That's awesome.
Wow.
They do.
Well, then at least your coffee shop can have your family crest mounted across the wall.
There is a coat of arms, but we'll have that conversation someday. It would actually fit very well in a D&D kind of frame, but it's great to be with you all. Good evening.
Wow. Thank you.
Most
Thanks for
excellent.
joining us.
Yes, thank you. All right, so we're going to kick things off. To tell you what this is, if you don't already know, of course, this is Dungeons & Dragons, but looks like... we have some people in the chat. Most excellent. So what this is not your typical Dungeons & Dragons world. This is not Forgotten Realms. This is not Dragonlance. It's not any of the things you may have heard of. This is the land of Forcelandia. And within it is the city of Moscone, and within that are all the various people you see here. Everything is going to be inspired by Salesforce or Dreamforce in some fashion. The people, the places, the things, the story, all of this is going to somehow be one giant pun. But we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So be prepared. This is going to get off the rails. And Reba, of course, you'll be watching for donations coming in. So Reba will be our alarm. If any donation comes in, she can't check it like instantly, but within a couple minutes, she'll be refreshing and watching for those updates. So we'll make sure we announce them on the screen. We'll make sure that we actually make proper hail and all that. So now, to start things off, the camera opens up on a busy tavern. Not your typical tavern, however. Although there is much gaiety, song, and dance, it is one that does not serve alcohol. It, in fact, only serves coffee and water, probably as well. But it's a non-alcoholic place, and it is known as the Master of Coffee, and it is, in fact, run by an individual known as Master Coffee. Seated at a table in the back corner, quietly nursing. I could only guess pizza flavored frappuccino is my guess. We see a dark green skinned half orc with a purple bandana, a bit morose. Life has been difficult for him in the past year. He has lost friends. Other friends have wandered off. And his only constant companion throughout this time has been what is now nudging him beneath the table. You feel, Datatello, a butt at your... not an actual butt. A collision. A collision at your knee. It's very familiar. Cloudy is asking for food.
A very familiar book.
Cloudy, I don't have any more turnips. I gave you everything I have. You're just gonna have to wait. Give me some time.
He meh forlornly and plops himself down, lays down, rests his head on his paws, on his front legs, but waits patiently. There are other people here, Datatello, that you have worked with. You recognize a few kind of strewn about the room. But yeah, by and large, it's just another quiet night for you.
Yeah.
At this point, the door opens somewhat surreptitiously, as surreptitious as is possible, with a door opening to the outside world from a relatively enclosed tavern. And a man in relatively dark clothing, kind of dark purples, dark blues, and a simple hat, a simple beret, kind of saunters in, staying to the side, making his way towards the back, towards the proprietor. Master Coffee a messenger that you recognize. He has, although it is a dark blue outfit he is wearing, he has dark blue embroidery also on top of it. So it's very subtle in the crest of Lord Benioff. And he surreptitiously, kind of quietly comes up to you and hands you a little rolled up piece of paper and says, "Message for you." Hands that to you, Master Coffee, and then, without another word, just walks out as quietly as he came. So, you have the missive. This is the one I sent to you in the email earlier.
I have it in front of me.
All right. You don't have to read it out loud. In fact, we probably don't want to, because we don't want the characters to know exactly what is in the missive, but you now have something to do.
I do. I look around the room at this ragtag band of energetic miscreants and say, "My friends, I have something to share with you. I have a note from Lord Benioff, who, as you know, has honored me with being the only coffee shop allowed to be adjacent to the castle keep. Because every now and then, he looks for input. And he has told me that there are items that need to be accomplished in the service of something that he prefers to refer to as the great undertaking. And he's aware that what he's kind enough to call my place of purveyance is often a destination for those of the more, as he puts it, adventurously inclined, and he is in need of one such group to perform what he delicately terms a retrieval from a location in the southern bad UX lands. He believes I'm well aware of the dangers of that area, but he has reason to believe there may even be more trouble than the dust devils and mimics commonly found in that location. And so he's in need of a group of reliable souls to carry out this task. And the reason I interrupt your revels to share this is because, for their trouble, they will receive a purse of 5,000 gold to distribute as they see fit, and each shall also receive a plot of land to use as they see fit. But they must report to the All Points Ranch within a week's time. This is typically a 5-day journey, so some speed will be required. The ranch's owners are aware of what is required and will give instruction as needed. You must follow those instructions to the letter. This is a sensitive mission. Lord Benioff apologizes for the somewhat cryptic nature of this message, and I have not shared with you everything in that message, but as he says, trust is our number one value. I trust is difficult in such imminent times, and messages can be intercepted. Even our adventuring assistants may not know more than they need to know. Lord Benioff thanks me. I convey his thanks to you. And he adds, our dream of these many years is nearly upon us. So I look around the room and wonder, for those of you who are not imbibing quintuple shots at the moment and are therefore capable of rational thought, who cares to rise to this extraordinary challenge and opportunity?
5,000 gold and a plot of land?
That was the offer that the Lord has invited me to pass along, yes.
5,000 total.
My own.
5,000 total. So if there's
5,000 gold to distribute, he's a little ambiguous about that. They will be awarded. They will be awarded a purse. That does sound to me like 5,000 for the group. But the plot of land to use as they see fit. And it does say very specifically, each person shall receive a plot of land. So there's not a lot of ambiguity in this SLA here. There are other lords whose SLAs may be less precise or more riddled with exclusions. This one seems to be something in the nature of a understandable promise.
If I heard a pot of gold coming my way, you can count on my hammer to assist.
All right, then.
Venturing to the bad UX lands sounds like an amazing adventure and a great place to clear out some thieves.
I was gonna put a magic show on in the town square, but this intrigues me. I'm in as well.
What say you, shepherd?
Well, Donatello stands up and looks around at the people who are volunteering, and these guys clearly are going to need a hand. I don't know if they've seen the likes of danger before. I'll follow along to make sure you guys stay safe.
All right. So it sounds like we have our crew.
We
So
have a quorum.
now would be a good time if you have any other questions before you journey out.
I have a question. Do I need to keep the land? Because I'm not somebody who wants to stay somewhere.
The charge I've been invited to give you is to use as you see fit. That implies to me that you could make a gift of it or do with it as you wish. Yes.
Can I sell it?
It says to use as you see fit. You know everything I know.
All right. I might as well join the crew.
You might as well donate it to someone who needs it.
When we arrive, are we supposed to meet someone, or where are we?
Arrive at the ranch. They are anticipating your arrival. You will get instructions from them.
Who's they?
The people who greet you when you arrive.
I see.
What do you want? Guide T-shirts? We'll
A
have
push
those in
notification on my mobile.
Those don't exist in this world. Sorry.
Look, I can call familiar. It'll be a pilot in my palm.
Ah.
Brian, you're breaking up.
But how do we know they're the right people? Are they going to say something specific to us? Because anyone could just show up the ranch. The ranch could be attacked and taken over. We want to make sure that whatever arrangement we make is always with the right people.
I regret that I'm not empowered to tell you more.
Sounds like a terribly written letter by the DM. Oh, wait.
Keep them on our side, Brian. Okay.
Feel free to mention my name and see if it gets you anything.
There you go.
This reminds me of the tale of the adventurer who, upon reaching their destination, assumed that those they had met with had similar, we'll say, views of things.
Let's do this.
When they slept, it did not
Trust
end.
is our number one value.
Let's do this. Let's do the first roll of the game. Everybody, please roll a history check.
That's a D20, correct?
That is a D20.
History.
If you are interested in knowing more about where your destination is, or what your destination is, that is to say. So you can either use the dice if you have real dice, or wait, you just typed 24. Oh, you typed it because you rolled it. Natural 20 from all right.
17 from Donatello.
How much?
17.
17. Squire?
Orm knows nothing of this land and doesn't care. All he heard was the word gold, and let's go smash somebody.
Reby, did you roll? Or you
I
passed?
did. I got a 2.
Ah, yeah.
We're just slapping high fives.
All right, so natural 20.
Nerds.
Let's say this. Definitely Francisca, definitely Volter, and you've heard of the All Points Ranch. The All Points Ranch is a pretty good distance away, and it is deep in these referred to as the Baddocks lands, and it's spelled bad UX, and it's pretty far away from anything. The Badlands in general are very sparsely populated. There are little ranches, hamlets, kind of strewn throughout, but they never have more than a few people. And so it's pretty common for there just to be like a plot of land and somebody living there and then nothing around. So it would be difficult. Someone would have to know exactly where they're going, right, in order to find this place in the first place. It would be...
Do I know where it is?
With a natural 20, you do.
Excellent. Do I know if there's some sort of protective magistrate in the bad UX lands?
None. There's no law out there.
No PM, huh?
It is wild. There's no protective magistrate, no PM. Not even the Scrum Master. There's no dwarven presence out there.
Okay. Would I know? Would this be something that would be common? Something I could point out on a map, assuming we could find or had a map.
Yes.
Okay. If I look around the Master Coffee's location, is there anything I see there that I could use as a reference so I can point out what we need to do to the rest of the group?
No, but you are aware of places in town where you could find such things.
Okay. So I turn to the group and I say, gentlemen, ladies, I may surprise you, but I know where we're going. I know the destination, and I can show it to you on a map. Let us leave this fine establishment and travel someplace within the city, and I will show you all where we are and where we're going and how we can get there before we leave. Let us go well prepared with knowledge.
All right. So at this point, unless anything has anybody else, I will say thank you to Master Coffee for your assistance. Thank you very much, sir.
I could offer more.
Say
Thanks,
what?
sir.
Would that I could offer you more.
Thank you
Have
again,
another
sir.
quintuple shot on your way out.
It's been a pleasure. And
Oh,
an
Master
honor.
Coffee.
Huzzah. All right. So, also, we have some donations. Woo! We have 2 coming from Amber, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's an Amber Bow, as I see right there.
Zoab.
We have a reroll for Reby and a reroll for Sam.
All
right.
Ooh, okay. Thank you.
Huzzah.
Of course, the guy with the nat 20 doesn't get a reroll.
You don't need it.
You used up your net 20 already. Success.
Okay.
No. No.
So, DM,
Yes.
where is the closest, best place, safest way to get to one of those locations that have a map that we would have accessible?
So, you know what? Let's say this. Also, with your natural 20 check, you will know, and Orem, you would know this as well.
Okay.
You guys are going to be journeying deep into these Badlands. It is going to be a harsh journey, as a multi-day journey. You are going to want to prepare. That's in-game what you need to know. In character, what you need to know. Out of character, I will tell you of some different kind of rules we are going to be playing with on this particular journey. This game is going to be about the journey. It's going to be about not just the end, right, but the journey it took to get there. And so there will be more emphasis on survival. You will want to make sure you are well provisioned. You will want to make sure that you are have anything you might possibly need, right? This is not going to be a game where I'm going to hand wave whether or not you have enough food and water. Okay? I'm not going to be like horribly strict about it, but I am going to be checking it. And what will happen is, based upon whether you are taking care of yourself, what we will be doing is journeying checks as we go. There'll be a check for your condition as you wake up in the day or as you start your journey. There will be a check for how you set up camp and a check for how you are traveling in terms of direction. Based on those, if you succeed, you can get bonuses. If you fail, you may not recover all of your hit points or hit dice on the following day. Oh, snap indeed. So this is involved. So I would say now is a great opportunity for you to make sure that you are equipped. That too, what he said.
Kids. So Mark, do we need mounts or just a set of food, or just need to prepare? I mean, how in depth do you want this to go?
Be somewhat realistic about it. If you want to have a mount, you better make sure you have a mount. If you can buy dry rations. Dry rations will not give you as much benefit.
Right.
Just as you know. So hunting is something you may wish to do on this trip.
Okay.
I came so close to taking that tiny hut spell where like you just make your own little invisible, and then I was like, no, that's okay. Why?
Yeah, that's a great survival spell, and now you don't have it.
Oh well.
Instant spa. Yeah, we got to have one of those.
Okay. So a water skin says it holds 4 pints of liquid. So is that from a travel standpoint, is that a day's worth?
I mean, 4 pints is how many? That's
a gallon.
That's a gallon. That's what I thought. Yes. Wow, that's a big water skin.
I'm just reading the description.
That sounds like 2 days to me. That sounds like two. Okay. I mean, you could probably spread it out, but if you spread it out too thin, then I'll incur penalties.
Do I
half
know?
Gallon. That's what I thought. Yeah, Amber says it's half gallon.
Okay. Do I know if there's places to replenish water?
Geez, with a natural 20, I will say that you believe there are. You're not sure exactly where there are, but you think there's a river.
Do we have to worry about things like cleanliness of the water in this particular?
Don't worry about that. I have the power to purify water at will, or at least I will tomorrow.
Once he rests and get his spell set, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I have enough for rations for 5 days, and I got apparently a day's worth of water in my water skin, and I got my tinderbox so to make fires as needed.
Yeah, don't forget to grab a change set. That is a set of clothes that you can change into.
Oh, what have I done?
Been working on that one for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone need to buy anything before we leave?
I need to get some more rations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rations.
So, do we need to actually walk down to the Old Ye ration shop?
I'm not going to role play the actual shop interaction. We're not going to go full on Critical Role here. Okay.
Then
okay.
For those of us who are going to need to be purchasing things for food, how much is the rations going to cost?
Shoot, I don't have my book. Let me look it up.
D&D Beyond says 1 day is 2.5 GP.
Then it's correct.
For those of us who just rolled up a character and equipped a Dungeoneer's pack, you might have gotten rations already.
That's true.
That is true.
I've got 1 day's rations on me. I would like to get 10 pounds of turnips for Cloudy.
Okay. How are you have a backpack, I assume. You're going to pop all that in your backpack.
I would imagine with Cloudy following me around for the last year that I've equipped him with a little basket for his own turnips.
Carries his own turnips?
A little rucksack satchel that he Cloudy
Yeah,
has anything
exactly.
on the back. Yeah.
You can actually like just reach into it and grab one whenever he wants. It's like a camelback for a goat.
If you want them, you carry them.
He seems equitable with this arrangement.
Okay. Okay. Excellent.
All right. Reby, how about you? Is there anything that you wish to purchase to make sure you are well equipped for a long trip through some very warm Badlands?
Do I have a hat?
Technically, no, but you could buy one.
I would like one of those very large brimmed hats.
Okay. Not a problem. You can go ahead and add that. Do on your character sheet, you can do manage equipment, and you can add that as an item.
That would have to be a custom item because there's no
hat.
Yeah, there's no hat at all. Well, that's not true. There's hat of wizardry, hat of vermin, hat of disguise.
Well, these are not. Yeah, and you need a mundane hat. Yeah. Anything else in terms of clothing anybody might want to do?
Well, what does he know about the weather to the south, or not south?
You guys are aware that it's pretty barren. It's very rocky. It gets very warm and occasionally blustery. It's not like you're gonna get like sandstorms or anything like that, but there can be some pretty bristly winds.
American Southwest type thing.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed, there's a bit of a Western theme to this so far.
All right, cool.
So
To separate Donatello's knowledge of my own personal knowledge, where is the Chatty River and the Saplands conjunction to this?
So the Saplands is a very swampy area that is actually kind of to the southeast.
Okay.
Southeast. And the river itself will actually kind of cut across you guys' path. You guys are going due south, so it's going to actually cut across your path as it heads into the Saplands.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows, the Saplands are a place where things go to stagnate and die.
With my natural 20 mark, do I know any recommended clothing that I should be bringing or anything like that to protect from the elements and the heat?
I mean,
actually, Mark, if I could, since I didn't know anything about the Baddox lands, but after Voltaren, it starts explaining it. Would I be able to make a survival check and just tell us what to buy?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
You know what? Your guess is as good as mine.
So obviously dark clothing could be not necessarily a good thing to wear. You'll want something to protect against the elements and against the heat.
All right.
That's what Voltaren knows anyway.
Cool. All right.
I have no idea what that type of equipment would be in this game.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about what the D&D table says. You just tell me what it is you want to buy, and we'll work through it.
I suppose then, I mean, it sounds so dusty and dry, and so some sort of like Bedouin style, like
yeah,
breathing shield or what, like something just to keep the sand.
I'm thinking a Dune still suit type.
There you go.
Outfit, with the
Fremen, yeah,
Jesus style robe.
Yeah.
And my son has more fluff.
Yeah, so so I suggest, based on the dryness, that we all invest in some sort of loose covering to keep the sand and grit out of our eyes and mouths while we're walking, and keep the sun off of you while you're traveling, and go with that.
And I would like yes, and I would like my clothing to be as light colored as possible for coolness, while being able to blend into the background as much as possible.
All right.
So like desert camo.
You were also going to get a map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
We should maybe get a few of them in case they're different. I just have a feeling if no one goes there, what if some of the maps have been customized in such a way?
That's true. True.
Or like things have been renamed, maybe like some of the standard things that you might see normally have been renamed.
Just make sure to get a map that was verified by Google.
Or Google.
Yeah. Can we get enough maps for one for each of the member minus Cloudy?
Yes, you may.
All right. Do you care about the weight of the map?
Half a
Map piece is probably
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
small.
not. Yeah, I'm not worried about. Yeah, not worried about that.
All right.
Okay. So
Go.
I got map, and I got to add my other.
So
Item.
food, drink, covering, camping equipment. Do we need to like cart
Tents.
fuel with tents and fire starting stuff? Do we need to go through all that with you, DM?
If you're gonna get it, then you gotta get it.
I got a tent.
How much is the tent?
Extra. It was 2 gold pieces.
Okay. In that case, I will also get a tent.
Do we feel like we like what is this? Is this a walking trip in theory? I mean, can we be mounted and have a wagon for all of our goods?
You could if you wanted, I believe. I will say that with you guys' really high checks, both of you, well, Francisca and Voltron, that is, you'll know there are some steep inclines. So probably it depends. Okay. It depends on various rock falls and things that have happened over the past, X amount of time since you've even heard about this, since anyone told you about this. And I don't know if any of you actually, I would say none of you actually made this journey before.
But based on
mounts can get pretty pricey.
Arun, what do you think? You think we can get like a covered wagon with some ox or something to pull it? Cloudy can help push as needed.
All right, so while this shopping is occurring, the camera will actually pan out into the side, and I'm going to do this little cutscene here, so you guys aren't hearing this, you guys aren't seeing this, but the camera will pan off to the side here, and you'll hear, and the camera hears voices, and you hear one particular saying, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that, boss? There's something going on, right? Some sort of big mission out there." And another voice piping up, saying, calm down, you moron. Keep your voice down. We don't want them to hear. We will just follow at a discreet distance, yes, and not make a ruckus. Oh, yeah, boss. Yeah, boss. What's discreet mean? Don't worry about it. I think I know how we can profit off this as well. We'll make a bit of a tidy sum and make some friends while we're at it. Ooh, that's why you're the boss. I'm the king. Who am I? You're King Zoho. That's right, I am. And don't you forget it. Now, everybody please roll a perception check to see if you are aware of any of this happening.
Big 7 from Datatello.
14.
19.
All right, with a 19, I will say that you think you hear some whispering from outside of the shop, Francisca.
Is that unusual?
It's unusual that it is whispering.
Am I near a window or anything of that nature?
Sure, we'll say that's how you hear it, because you happen to be close by enough to pick up on it.
I'll just peek out and see are some people meeting in secret for, their own thing or a nefarious thing?
Well, so you didn't hear any of what they said, just to make sure we're clear on that. That was more for the audience. No. But you see a tabaxi actually, standing next to what the Forcelandia version would be of a null. While we might know them as nulls and they might be statted as nulls in terms of D&D, what this is in Forcelandia is entirely different. It is essentially, those of you who are familiar with Pugmire, it's basically a character from Pugmire. What this is well, okay, so let me tell everybody else. A tabaxi is basically an anthropomorphic cat. It is a cat person. If you've ever seen like a sci-fi or something where you have an alien that looks like a walking, talking cat, that's a tabaxi. For purposes of Forcelandia, a null is the same thing except a dog. It is an anthropomorphic dog. This one that the tabaxi is standing next to is golden fur with floppy ears. We would know this as something akin to a golden retriever. And the tabaxi smacks the null upside the head, and they fall silent. And the tabaxi just starts like chewing on his nails, on his claws, like idly as if nothing happened.
All I can think of is cats and dogs getting married.
Can I clarify? Because I want to make sure. Are you saying, like, is this a new word or GNOLL?
No, it is a GNOLL.
Got it.
But nulls in Forcelandia are basically anthropomorphic, domesticated dogs.
More dogs than hyena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Understood. Thank you.
They're puppies.
Yeah.
Baby nulls are adorable in this world. Yes.
Called koas, right?
Mark, do the bad UX lands, do I know if firewood is easily findable, or do I need to pack firewood?
There is some vegetation. That is what you know.
I think we should pack some firewood.
Okay.
Oh, Reby, I'm sorry. You'd asked what to roll for perception check. I didn't see it. So Reby, I'm sorry, the rookie here. Anytime I ask anybody to make a check, it is a D20. So you did roll the right thing there. And then
I did.
On your character sheet, there is one that says perception.
Yep.
And so you basically just add that. So 10 plus and then whatever your perception is.
Got it.
So you'll hear that a lot. Like the whole like roll a check, roll initiative, roll to attack, that's all going to be D20 stuff.
Cool.
All right. So anything else?
Nope.
Actually, at this point, I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce something else. John, did you join Roll20?
Tonight, I have not. Let me get on there.
So something new I am adding for this game is the Deck of Metadata Things. This is a series of cards which people can play to have an additional effect. They are interesting. And we have... I'm going to say at this point I would like somebody, I don't mind who, I would like somebody to actually play one of these cards in relation to this event that just happened. You should be able to, in Roll20, you all have one card to start with. You should be able to click the little token above your name and then click the card itself to look at it.
I'll volunteer to do that, especially since I wanted to ask if there was a place I could buy potions. But
okay. All right, so go ahead and lay your card down and place it so everybody can see it.
I just clicked on mine. I don't know if that means anything.
All right, so his card is #Why Adventurers Drink.
Describe a liquid that's useful to the action or detrimental to the action, your choice. DM has veto. The liquid gets +3 or -3 to the action so long as it's useful in PD.
Ninja Turtle.
Yes, Ninja Turtle. If the DM is particularly pleased by your description, it will give advantage +or -3 this round and +or -3 thereafter.
Excellent.
So I'm supposed to describe a liquid that is useful to the action of buying potions.
I mean, yeah, sure. What do you got?
I have in my sleeve a little vial that I always keep that gives me bonuses to haggle. And what it does is it releases a chemical through my sweat, almost like a pheromone, that makes people more receptible to my persuasion to give me special discounts or the occasional free item, like the buy one, get one.
Is this just in your head?
I keep it right here underneath my hat.
Uh-oh, you got stuff all out.
Yeah. But these are my special pads, just kind of like for bike helmets.
Got it.
To keep the hat on my head.
Delightful.
Is that suitable?
Absolutely. I will say yes, and we'll see what happens. So
in that case, do you want me to do a persuasion?
let's actually do this. Let's actually role play this out a bit.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the potion person, yes?
Yes.
So let me on the spot say, all right. So you are speaking with the proprietor. He is a kind of a short, gruff. Well, I say gruff, but mostly unkempt.
Grizzly.
Yeah, grizzly is a good word. Not just in the sense of like he doesn't shave very well or anything like that, but he's also kind of a bit dirty. There's
like
actually,
Donatello.
Well, I mean, more like there's actual dust on his face and a twig with a leaf like sticking out of his head, like he just walked through a bush. And he's a little bit hand wringing, like he's a little bit nervous. But he's talking to you about this, and he says, "Yep. What is it? And what you getting in?"
All right. So I've taken the liquid before I entered into the store.
Okay.
And did some jumping jacks to make sure I have a good sweat building up to exude out there. And then I pulled a rabbit out of my hat. Okay. So I walk into the store and I say, "Good day, sir.
Hey, good day.
I'm in need of some of your wonderful concoctions and vials and supports. I'm going on about a 5-day journey. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sweltering. And I would really appreciate your expertise in what type of potion should I bring upon this journey?"
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I got potions.
Fantastic. Do you got potions for healing?
Yeah, right. I got lots of those.
And how much are they, good sir?
50 apiece.
50 apiece?
Yeah, 50 gold.
Are they really large? Is it multiple use per potion?
No, just one.
Surely, sure. For that much gold, you should be able to expect to use them just multiple times.
No.
Wouldn't you say so? And this is such a lovely countertop you have here. You must clean almost as well as you clean yourself. It's truly sparkling within here.
It's dusty as hell in here. There's fluff like all over the place.
Literally?
Yeah. Yeah, cobwebs, probably like pebbles on the wooden floor for some reason. It's like, why are there pebbles here? It's like a riverbed. But yeah. Thank you.
And I'm sure,
50 apiece.
We've known each other quite some time, since as long as I've walked in the store, and you would not want to see anything adverse occur to my personage. So I'm sure we could do a better job than 50 apiece.
No, 50 apiece. So,
okay.
So what are you doing to actually do the thing? What?
I was gonna say I'm gonna do a persuasion check.
Okay.
Roll.
Oh, you don't have to touch him? I thought you had to touch him.
I don't have to touch him because it's pheromones coming off of my sweat.
All right, so yes, at this point, let us make the roll then.
It's well into the air at this point.
All right. Okay. You're exuding.
I'm exuding extensively.
That's delightful.
What can I say?
You rolled a 3. Total 10.
5.
So no, his response is no, 50 apiece. Wait. So it's plus. So did you do that with your?
No, I didn't do a +3. That was just my character bonus.
Okay, so +3 and advantage, isn't it? Isn't that the way it's written? I believe the card says you get +3 and advantage.
Yes, it does.
You don't have it anymore. You can't see it anymore, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. It was advantage, and it was something like +3 this turn and +3 thereafter.
Yeah, it was +3 and advantage this turn and +3 thereafter.
Yeah, so that would be +3 to.
Okay, so roll again because you have advantage. It means you can roll twice and take the best result. So
and do I want to add the +3 on top of my normal character?
Yes.
All right, so that's actually a +10. 17.
17 is a lot better.
Yes, it is.
So actually, okay. So he doesn't say no. They're 50. He will. How many you looking to buy then? Because I might be able to take it down for a package deal, right?
Well, how many do you have in stock, my good sir?
Let me go get him. And he runs to the back real quick. Comes out with what looks basically like a milk crate, like a wooden milk crate, and you can see there are 8.
Excellent. So I take them out of the crate, counting them each one as I go. I said, "Oh, you have 8, good sir. How much for all 8?"
Not good at maths.
That's the sound of his brain. It comes out of his mouth.
I could have sworn I saw that you had a for sale sign out on the door.
He pulls out an abacus and he's just like,
how about we say 8 gold for the lot?
Did you say 8 gold?
Well, because you only gave us 15 to start with, Mark.
Yeah. Well, you guys could pool something together. I don't know. Let's let me do this. I will hand wave a little bit. I will say that somebody roll a D4, and that is how many you can afford. It would have been a D3 or D6 halved, but you're getting your bonus.
Okay. I will roll the D4.
Okay.
4.
So you guys, okay. You can afford the cost of 4 healing potions.
All right. So I purchased the 4, and I carefully put them in the backpack. And while I'm here, I'm chatting up to the good person at the counter, and I cast Prestidigitation and make some really bright, distracting light off to the side from the shopkeeper. And while he turns his head, I just carefully take one more vial and hide it underneath my cloak.
That would be a sleight of hand check.
I know.
And I will give you advantage because... Well, no. Let me roll to see how he handles this.
Because I'm only going to attempt to take it if he's obviously distracted.
Right. So let me roll to see how well he's distracted or not distracted. Well, that's not a great roll. So we will say I'll give you advantage.
All right. So 27, 18.
And then his actual perception roll. Yeah. No. You squeak by. He got a 17.
Good day, sir. And I just turn around and quickly walk out the
So
store.
you make out with 5 potions. All right. You have 5 potions.
Yeah, which one of us is more on the squishy side, by the way? I have 57 hit points.
I know the elf friend is.
We're on the what side?
Squishy.
Yeah.
Squishy?
Who's got the lowest HP? And Epic has the lowest HP. And then coming up into 4th place, I believe Cam and I are tied.
Okay. So
Now, the thing you want to keep in mind is if somebody goes down, they're not going to be able to drink the potion.
That's right. I know.
Hey,
Are these
Hey,
potion
Vulcan, you know, I tried this out before. This works out great. You could just kind of use them as mouthwash and just spit it back in. It works perfectly fine.
Okay. Donatello will not be getting one of my potions.
I can also, I have a healing spell, 1 whole healing spell.
Okay. Is anyone else a healer?
Orm's a healer.
What's your HP?
I have 63 hit points, so I'm not squishy, and I'm a healer.
I will give one of my potions of healings to. Is Epic your character's name, Ruby? To Epic, and I will give another one off to Samantha, whatever her character name is.
Trail, but no. Oh, no, too soon. Francisca.
And then I will keep the remaining 3 for myself.
All right.
Mark, before we go, I want to make sure I get a chance to go to the church too, okay?
Yeah, and then make sure you add the potion to your inventory. Go to manage equipments, add items, and there's a potion of healing if you do a search.
All right. Let's go ahead and do the church stop. So, while Voltarin is doing his shopping, Arm has made his way off to one of your temples, I'm guessing. Yes?
Yeah, I mean, I assume that the Firehawk is a well-known
Firebird
deity in the areas. What's that?
Firebird.
Sorry, Firebird is a well-known deity in the realm, right? So there's got to be somewhere to go, no matter what, right?
I would say there are definitely a few in the city, and the city is very large. So yeah, there's more than a few.
All right. So my intent is to go pray and prepare, but I'm asking for guidance to see if this is an opportunity for me toward my underlying quest for the
Holy Grail.
The Cloak of Blazing Radiance, to look for some insight and some guidance on what the right path is, and if there's anything that my deity can give me in as far as insight or empathy or whatever you want to say to the trip ahead.
All right, we'll start with this. Do you have any spells designed for divination?
No, I do not. I'm just literally just praying and seeing if she returns any guidance at all.
All right, so I need you to roll a wisdom check, please.
Okay. That is a 22.
Most excellent. All right. In your meditation, in your moment of prayer, you do have a moment seated within the temple, finding some solace, finding some quiet, and trying to reach out to She the Firebird, who has been your guiding light. And you receive not a vision, but almost like an auditory message. Almost. You know you're not hearing it with your ears. Just the words forming themselves in your mind as if etched by unseen light. That unseen light that you felt more than anything else. And the message is, this is one step on the path. Keep sight of your goal, of your one thing, and all else will follow.
I give thanks and blessings to the Firehawk. I stop by the gift shop and see if there's anything in the church that I can take with me for the trip.
I'll go ahead and throw this out there, even though the moment is slightly spoiled. So this is the sort of thing where, obviously, Aurum, Squire, is not aware of what is happening, but as the camera, if this were a visual medium, right, as the camera is viewing him receiving this message, his eyes would have been ablaze, literally like fire coming off of his open eyes as this message blazes across his mind. So, gift shop. What?
Sorry, I guess what I was thinking is,
You gonna pick up some pamphlets on the way out?
Like
What?
all Disney rides,
Yeah.
you exit the church through the gift shop door.
So, I guess, sorry. So, I guess what I mean by that is, I make my presence known to the church officials, let them know that I'm on this holy quest directed by the Firebird. Everybody is, but I have this mission to find this holy artifact. I've been given a vision that was only for me, and I think it's important that he's. Side note, he's very single-minded, so also doesn't mince words because he's a dwarf. So literally, like saying like. The only way we succeed in this is with the help of all of her chosen. What is there that the church can offer me before I leave on this quest? I mean, if there's nothing, it's fine. I kind of kick in the door of the church officials, office, and I'm just like, you should know who I am. What have you got for me?
Yeah. As soon as you kick the door in, the guy who's there will say, the bishop, the one who's in charge of this particular temple. You kick the door in, and he looks up.
That's exactly the response I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's you.
Yep. I'm back again, and this time it's for real. She's given me a sign.
Yes, I'm sure she has.
No, really.
Okay.
What does this sign say? Is it on a placard?
Quiet you.
And what do you want? Why are you here?
I'm about to begin a quest leading toward the cloak that we have searched so desperately for. I'm certain of it this time. I need your help.
It is a myth, my child. It is not.
It is not a
real.
myth. I've seen it. Well, I've dreamed of it, but it exists. I'm sure of it.
It existed in a hypothetical parable. It was purely apocryphal.
Bah! If you won't help me, I'll do it myself. And
I can offer you this.
Okay, spin back around.
And he hands you a sticker in the shape of a firebird.
It's a holy sticker, though.
It is a holy sticker. It's a holy sticker +1.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
I will say this. I will say that it is an actual holy sticker +1.
It's a holy item.
Whatever you stick it on will be +1 for 1 minute after you stick it on.
I accept your
This is one of the wildest things I've ever come up with.
Aurum, this is fantastic because if we go to a fancy dress party, you already have your +1.
There you go. See? Can we mute him?
He's muting himself a lot. I don't have to. It's
I accept your tithe, and I assure you this will not go unrewarded by our what, she's not our master, what would it be? Our
goddess.
Sure, goddess. And I make sure I slam the door again when I leave just to make as much racket as possible and stomp back off to wherever we were going to meet up.
And he reaches into a drawer, takes out some pills, pops a couple, and then has a drink of water.
Puts a whole bunch more stickers in his little desk holder because he's got lots of them. I get it. He's unappreciated.
All right. So, you make away with a blessed sticker.
Huzzah.
Anything else anybody's doing?
As we are heading out of town, one of the last things I want to do, Donatello comes over to Voltaren, and he explains, I've got this little ceremony I do every time I leave town. I had a really good friend who has disappeared, and I don't know what's happened to him, but I make sure to take every penny, every gold in my pocket, and I make a charitable donation to somebody in the name of Kriv. You should take up this whole thing as well, so that we can really start making Kriv the name of somebody who gives and loves more than he would ever need money.
Did you say Kriv?
Oh yeah, great pal of mine.
Is that Kriv Chen?
Well, I mean, last names are a dime a dozen. I mean, somebody says Donatello, are they talking about me or the other Donatello? Probably.
Because I'm related to him.
No. Let's just take all the gold in our pockets and just give it away as we're walking out, and cheers to Kriv as we do.
Yes. Cheers to my I guess father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
I give my 10 gold pieces to the first person who looks like they need it more than me.
Which is me. Thank you very much.
And while we are doing so, I'll take this opportunity to take a short pause and remind everybody that we are taking charitable donations for Pep Up Tech. There is a link you can see right there on the screen. Voila. Where you can donate to Pep Up Tech, and you can also choose which one of our players this should benefit. You can donate rerolls. You can donate quick wins, which are automatic successes on a roll. They don't have to roll it. Or draw from the deck of metadata things, which is the same thing that Brian Voltaren got with his card that he drew, the Why Adventurers Drink. Brian is now bereft of cards. He has none. He could use your donations. I will also take this opportunity to inform you, the players, of something I have not told you yet. And that is that any of you that have had something donated to you, at the end of the game, at the end of the final session, if any of you has anything left that you have not used, for each item you have left unused, we will flip a coin. And any of those come up tails, your character is dead. So use your donated items, please.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, I'll come up with a way to do it in the story, but
yeah, no, it makes me feel a lot better. Thanks.
Glad I spent that card early.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. So it's not that.
Oh no, she just died of mysterious causes in her sleep. No one even thought to check on her.
We're traveling in a covered wagon, right, Aram? So we probably just died of dysentery.
There you have it.
I'm not quite dead. I feel better.
Sudden death. All right. So, now that being said, did anybody else have anything? Reby, did you have anything? Is there anybody that Epic would want to visit? Any special purchases she would want to make? Any last things she wants to do before embarking?
Yes. Epic wants to purchase something, a creature that's going to help somebody survive.
Okay.
If they're attacked by some sort of poison in the Badlands.
A creature that protects against poison?
It's a special creature. You have to put it on. It's like a leech. So it will absorb that poison. Yeah. Something cool like that.
Okay.
But she has to go to that same guy in that same store with the potions. Of course, she's half rogue. So she's not really trying to come out with one. She wants two.
Okay. Well, so you're walking in as Voltaren is walking out. and you can see this guy like putting the milk crate. He's setting it down like behind the counter, and you can see him like. Like, notice the count might have been wrong, but he can't be sure because numbers. So
he started 7. He started with 7.
Yeah, started with 7 exactly.
Numbers are hard
because numbers. So yeah. What can you do for you?
Hello, good sir. I'd like to purchase something special. I'm wondering if you may have at least one, if not more. And I'm wondering what price you may charge me.
What is it then?
I'm looking for a special leech that absorbs poisons.
Right. Actually, I knew that. Hang on. And he'll go sauntering into the back. It's when I say back, it's basically you can see there's a back room, and there's basically a beaded curtain separating this empty, dusty room with a single like countertop, and then there's a door behind it with a beaded curtain, and you hear like when Voltaren got his potions, you know, it was basically he was gone for a couple seconds and he came back with this milk crate. What you hear is like he's just. You could hear this things being thrown.
And he still comes back with the milk crate.
No. He's clearly doing a lot of searching. He's back there for about a minute. I mean, at one point you hear something crash and it's very chaotic. And he will eventually come out with a jar. It is a glass jar, and it is completely dark. When you look at it more closely, you can see it is full of dirt. But it has a sealed, kind of a giant cork kind of sealing the top. And he sets it down on the counter. It's about this big. Like, it's a big pickle jar, basically. And he sets it down with a thunk. Hey, this is what you're looking for. And he pries it off with a pop, and there is this pungent, wafting smell of you don't know what it is. It's like rotten citrus mixed with a corpse almost. This terrible smell, and he kind of reaches into dirt. He actually digs his fingers in and pulls out. Well, he kind of digs a bit and finally finds something, pulls it out, and it's this long black. It's about this long. And it's just wriggling on one end, just going nuts as he's holding on to it. This thing shouldn't have been alive. That was a sealed jar. Like, there was no air getting in, but somehow it is still functioning. And actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna change this up a little bit. He's holding like this. You're seeing the wriggling like over here. So it's actually like it's basically just a floating thing in the air that looks like it's wriggling, but he's not holding it. Is what you're looking for? They'll suck out anything it isn't belong.
That looks like one I'm looking for. Would you perchance have one that's white?
Very, very chromatic concern.
Like you actually stumped him at this point. He's like, hey,
you want an albino?
They come in black.
How about some white paint?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. No, you got in front of it. So he actually will reach under the counter and pull out like what looks like a tub of whitewash, and he'll just like brush it.
What it is.
It's still squirming. It's like it's still wet whitewash, so it's like flipping around and spattering and everything, and and it doesn't make the smell better either. It's not masking it at all. Now it just smells like that mixed with turpentine. Like
At this point, I think no, just give me a clean one. We're good.
He shrugs Yeah, I'm gonna play this card. He just swallows it. He just downs it,
Ugh.
and he'll go rummaging for another one, for another couple, and yeah. So so yeah, he'll pull. How many were you wanting to get? They are going to be 20 gold apiece.
Ooh. 20 gold. But you just ate one, so you ate 20 gold pieces.
Well, he didn't think he could sell it anymore, so.
I don't know. Do you have, how much can I get for half of one?
Half of one? So you're trying to haggle is what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the best deal out of him.
All right, so why don't you roll a persuasion check?
Do these regenerate or something?
Do they what?
Do they like regenerate like a lizard's leg or something like that, or their tail?
With their leeches, yeah. So you cut half off.
Oh, you know,
and not only that,
makes
and
so much more
they absorb the poison. So that's why they're so costly.
I thought you were shopping for a leash, like a dog leash, this entire time. I've been confused for the last 10 minutes.
Why would a leash wiggle in the air? It smell like a corpse.
I'm a street magician. I've seen those invisible dogs.
Oh, man. All right, so I rolled. And I got an 18.
And then you're going to add stuff to it, right?
Yes. So, and I'm doing which check again?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. So 18 and 8, and I'm looking at 26.
Dang. All right.
So, what am I walking away with?
You can talk him down to half price. That's
right.
A really good roll.
All right, so how about you give me that for half?
All right, so he will, kind of. So yeah, you can talk him down. So you kind of wear him down a bit, because it's essentially just stubbornness at this point. He's like, no, and you're just like, okay, but half, no, and eventually he'll just get sick of it. Or fine half. You literally will toss it at you. You kind of catch it, and it's still squirming around, and it's almost going to get at you. So what do you have to carry this in?
I have a special bag.
All right.
It's a Crown Royal bag.
They make great
It could
dice
be in the
bags.
bottom of a tequila bottle.
The Crown Royal bag, and I just threw it in the Crown Royal bottle that I keep in that bag. That's where it is. Pop it on there.
All right. So you walk away with a special leech. So I would go ahead and in your character sheet, you can manage equipment. You can add a custom item for a poison sucking leech.
Sounds tasty.
All right. Anything that anybody else would like to do?
I'm gonna maybe let some people know I'll be gone for a few days. Some folks around town that know me.
Anybody in particular?
Anywhere where I have gigs. You know, I'm a storyteller, I'm an entertainer. Want to make sure I don't just not show up. I have a reputation to uphold, so probably anything there. And anyone who knows about my alter ego, also, I'll let them know that I'll be gone for a few days.
Okay. Anybody special?
The said alter ego has been passed down through the family, so
Right.
specifically family members that
Okay.
may need to take up the mantle in my absence.
I see. All right. So there will be essentially well, it's probably one. It's just going to be one, right? You pick one person because that's the way it works. So you will actually have this moment. You'll tell them, We can work out details later as to who this is. But you will do almost a ritualistic thing where you'll actually like be in that form, in that alter ego form, and shake their hands. And as it does so, you phase out and the other person phases in to that alter ego. So it's a literal handoff that you are doing.
It's better than like a handoff. Like
No, well, okay, not a
There you go.
literal hand off. Oh my god, not like that. No.
this is gonna make fighting much weird.
No, this is more like face off. You're talking about the John Travolta, Nicolas Cage, like it's more like that.
Yeah.
Except
yeah,
consensual. Nah.
yeah.
Okay.
Consensual face swapping.
Consensual face swapping. That is what just happened.
Yeah. While this is going on, I've been waiting at the place doing street magic, trying to collect a few coins before we leave.
All right. So then, with that, we can take off and begin our journey as we start heading out. So I need everybody to roll, and I'm looking up here. Nope, that's not the right window.
I'm gonna roll all of them.
There we go. All right, we're going to start with a condition check. This is the condition that you are feeling in as you are beginning your journey. So everybody, please roll a Constitution saving throw. Because this is the start of the journey, I'll give you advantage on it.
What is that, a D20?
It's a D20, yes. You should have on your character sheet a section that says saving throws. Dang.
22.
Oh, for Donatello.
How much? 12?
12.
Okay.
Here.
And what'd you get? Sorry?
Same here. 12.
12? All right. Sam? Ooh.
Good thing we better.
Well, you have advantage, yeah. So actually, you rolled a 12. See if you can. Well, 12 is actually. Go ahead and roll in case you get something higher. Anybody who didn't get a 15 or higher can roll again. There may be. Well, I mean.
So what are we rolling?
For a crit.
We're rolling a
What's your
D20.
saving throw on your sheet in the top left-hand corner? It should say there's a saving throw box there.
Yes. In the top left, there's a section that says saving throws, and there's one that says con. And it should be a plus by it.
Okay.
Yep, +5.
All right,
Yep.
so go ahead and roll D20 twice. We're going to take the best result and add 5.
Add 5 to the D20 and roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so...
Glad I got a 22 the first time.
17.
Oh, okay. I went to roll them separately, but that's fine. So that's a 9 plus a 5. That's a 14 is what you got. That's great. Francisca, you got a 20. Voltering got a 22. John, you said you had a 12?
12.
Did I tell how a 12? And Aram, you had a 12 as well? That's
Yes.
with advantage, both of you guys?
Yep, they're 8.
Okay. So, Francisca and Voltaren, you both rolled above a 15. That means you are feeling particularly good as you are starting out your day. You may pick one stat, and you have advantage on all skill checks and saving throws with that stat for the day. Everybody else got at least a 12, so you all have full hit dice. It's your roll halved. You guys are level 6, so you have 6 hit dice anyway. So 12 is what you needed to get max hit dice. So you guys are good. So, Francisca, what stat are you going to buff?
I'll have to go with charisma.
And can you explain why Francisca is feeling that today? Like, what is contributing to her mood on this journey that is making that higher?
as a storyteller who really loves to tell, well, any stories, but especially those of adventure or anything like that, having, first of all, the freedom to not have to take on her other persona, and experience a true adventure that she can then share a story with. She's feeling pretty good about that. She's really like ready to get out there and make a story and take it back, tell the tales. Really, it's gonna change things for her.
Excellent. And Voltaren, what stat are you buffing?
I'm gonna have to go with dexterity.
Okay. And why dexterity? Why is he feeling particularly limber today?
Well, after having such a successful time with my persuasion there, I've been limbering up outside the waiting period, doing card magic and coin magic, trying to get funding. So I'm nice and warm and all limbered up and ready for anything that can come at me. Sleight of hand wise.
Even including a child.
Yes. As you can tell, I'm failing my aggros on this. What's the modifier? Is it plus?
No, you have advantage on all dexterity-based checks.
Oh, it's advantage.
For the day. Yeah. All right. So let's do a direction check. Who is going to be in charge of leading the group and making sure, like basically reading the map?
I say the guy with the nat shiny should probably do it.
With the guy with the what?
Well, I rolled the natural 20 and got the maps. I'm the one with the most knowledge on this.
Okay. So I need you to roll a survival check.
Survival.
This is you leading everybody.
That's D20. Oh, it's based on wisdom. That sucks.
Yeah.
20.
Wow. Well, you're rolling well tonight. That is a pass. That is a pass. And I'm going to say that actually, since you got greater than 15, that you are making very good time. And you actually will make an additional day's worth of journey, or half day's worth of journey again. So you're traveling at 1.5 speed, basically.
Just like how John listens to the podcast.
Exactly.
You guys do a little bit slow today.
So you guys are making good journey, or good time as you travel in this wasteland. Let me go ahead and shift some things for you so you can see what this is like.
Ooh.
All right, and did I add this? I did not add this to the thing.
Oh man, look at all the broken stargates.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to add this to the stream so people can see it as well. Most excellent. So, one other thing I will say, at the end of the day, we're going to do a camping check. And there will actually be bonuses, provided that people are interacting with each other. So something to keep in mind.
As we're walking, did we see much vegetation at all?
Can you say that again? You're breaking up ever so slightly.
Did we see much vegetation at all
Much red?
on our walk? Vegetation.
Vegetation.
Vegetation. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, you are breaking up. But there is some. You're seeing a lot of kind of scattered vegetation. It's very what do you expect to find in, like, eastern Colorado, where you have
Scruffy.
Real rough. Certainly not what you're seeing behind Brian there. No palm trees. Real low sparse bushes. There's an occasional kind of cactusy looking, like a succulent kind of thing. There are also the occasional tree, something like not a banyan, but something that's kind of like that. It's designed to survive in a sparse environment like this, but they're usually lone trees all by themselves.
Okay. If I get a chance, I saw some succulents, some cactus. I'd like to that one off the ground and try to see how easy it is to get water out of it.
All right.
Bubble milk, Daddy.
So, as you're traveling along, oh, there we go. Brian changed his location. As you're traveling along, you're looking out for a particularly succulent to imbibe with. You step into you see something looks like a nice round juicy cactus at the bottom of a ravine. It's not like there's a slight incline. It's kind of a rocky. It almost looks like a riverbed with lots of kind of rocks kind of moving on a downward slope into this ravine, and there's a pair of these flowering cacti down at the bottom. Actually, I think cactuses is the correct word, contrary to popular belief. So yeah, you can head down to this. It looks like it's going to be a little bit precarious because these are kind of loose rocks. They're kind of fist size, maybe a bit bigger, double fist size, and they're just kind of loose rocks moving down this slope on the way.
No worries. I brought my dancing shoes. I'm going to see if I can get myself down there.
All right. Tell me if you would. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is on this page 11.
11. All right. So you are you got your hands out, you're balancing. Well, you're a monk. You might not need to do that, actually. You have pretty good balance. And you're kind of hopping down stone by stone, making sure that you are clear as you go and not losing your balance on these loose rocks. And they're kind of shifting beneath you, just clattering with each step you take. And is anybody else helping, or is he going by himself?
Where's he going?
If I see him like going into a ravine, if nothing else, there's a story there. I'll definitely want to go see what's
Probably
going on.
a funny one that you'll be able to tell about what happened to him, right?
I don't know if Cloudy's following me or not, but Cloudy'd be just as comfortable on these rocks as I would.
Cloudy is actually not following you. Cloudy is staying back.
Okay.
Did you find treasure, or?
There's treasure around every corner.
And you say that as you step, and the rock that you step on, you happen to glance down and see that an eye opens on the rock and looking straight up at you. And I need you all to roll initiative. Oh man, I have to find a way to keep track of this now. All right.
I was all ready to start composing my my epic ballad. My epic. Hey.
I was preparing to finally use my hat for something useful. 16.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me get a notepad up here. All right, so we had Voltarin with a 16. What else?
Yeah, 14.
What?
14.
14 for... I'm still learning names.
Francisca.
14. All right, what else?
Arm has a 0.
Oh, I've got a 0.
I rolled a 1 and I'm at -1 initiative.
Oh, natural 1. I'm going to say you actually don't notice.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, you don't know what's happening. John, how about you?
Yeah, I rolled a 15.
15? All right, so initiative, Reby, you should actually have a something on your character sheet. It says initiative, and it'll say plus something. Should be a box near the top, I believe.
Top center, yep.
Oh, you are muted, Reby. I cannot hear you.
+3. +3.
+3. All right, so roll a d20 and add 3. And tell me what you get.
A 9.
A 9. All right. Let me take that down. And let me roll for... All right. Oh, somebody got a natural 20.
And it wasn't any of us, so.
Indeed.
Unless it was cloudy.
Yeah, who's rolling for Cloudy? Is that you, Mark?
Cloudy is actually paralyzed with fear. Cloudy is staying out of this one.
Uh-oh.
That's what I guess that's what I'm so in. Like, what is he so freaked out about? Like,
Yeah.
Silly goat.
Yeah. Ah.
All right. So, let's see here. Going first, you are just within range of this. The cactus itself, actually. You'll see this lashing out, this vine, this tendril will come out from the cactus. It's actually burrowing underneath the ground and coming up within the rocks. As it's doing so, the rocks themselves are actually like, there's a whole bunch of them, the host of them all open a single eye, and they're all staring up at you. And this cactus tendril has come up through the rocks, and they all kind of grow up they kind of form these little tiny legs beneath them, and they'll kind of scatter out of the way of these tendrils. And the tendril is going to make a grab for you. What is your AC?
My AC is 14.
All right. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's a natural 19 for starters. So you going to take some damage. You are going to receive... That one's cocked. There we go. 5 bludgeoning damage and 5 piercing damage. So a total of 10. And you are grappled. So this spiky cactus tendril wraps itself around your leg. And the thorns will actually start piercing into your skin. You can feel some part of you actually being drained. But that will do for now. All right. So that is... it cannot reach anybody else, so that's going to be it for now. You also get pulled 5 feet towards the cactus. It's dragging you along the ground. As all these rocks are kind of also like up over, like now they're kind of swarming up over you as well, or at least onto you. Because it doesn't look like you are prone. You're restrained, but you're not prone.
Okay.
All right. Who is next? That's going to be Voltaren.
How far away am I from all this?
I'm going to say you are about 30 feet away from the cactus and 20 feet away from Datatello.
Okay. How thick is the cactus tendril that's pulling it?
It's about that big around.
Okay.
About as thick as a child's arm.
Okay.
That's a weird way of putting it, but yeah.
I will take out my crossbow.
Okay.
My hand.
I get
And,
right now.
No. And I will aim for the cactus pulling Datatello.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. Make that shot.
So let's see. That's a D6 plus 4.
Oh. I should say that the other cactus also started like waving tendrils around, so there are 2 of them down there, but it did not have the reach on Donatello at the moment.
Okay, I'm assuming that is it too late to do anything stealthy, anyways, right?
You are not hidden. I mean, as a rogue, you could use hide as a bonus action.
Okay.
But you'd have to have something to hide behind in order to do that.
There's nothing there. That's my question. So I'm just.
There's a cactus.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my crossbow, and I
fire on your laser.
3,
That's
4, so 7.
Well, that's a D6. You should roll your D20 to attack.
Oh, D20.
Yeah, you don't get to keep that nat 20 for all of your rolls for the day.
And what is the what's the bonus for the on the D20?
So on your character sheet, when you actually look at your, I believe it's either the equipment or the attack section, it'll actually say your bonus.
Your actions.
Actions.
I don't.
That's underneath armor class and the initiative. Okay?
I just see attacks per action.
And then do you have something equipped?
It says +7. +7 hit.
Plus
slash...
7 the hit DC right freaking in front of me.
Yep.
Okay.
12.
12.
That does not hit. No. It actually comes into contact, but bounces off of the thick skin, the shell of the cactus.
Fabulous. Before I end my thing, I will get ready to prepare myself to dodge any incoming attacks towards me.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Next up is Donatello. You are restrained and slowly being pulled. And at the start of your turn, I actually need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please. As you are being drained.
Okay. Con save is 13.
13. That is what you needed.
Excellent.
All right. So the draining is not like you're feeling it, but it's not really affecting you very much yet.
Okay.
That you knows is no good. Like you can't keep fighting this off forever.
Right. Nope. I'm gonna want to break out of this. So is that a grapple roll, or can I just beat it into submission?
You know what? I try to be a bit fast and loose with the rules. So there is the escape that you can do, which is either an athletics check or an acrobatics check. That is your action. If you want to try and break yourself free by means of some kind of attack, I need you to describe that. And it will be slightly more difficult to get your attack. Like the AC will go up by a little bit.
AC will go up by a little bit. Okay. Well, the plan was, in my monk fashion, to use my attack with 2 hits, and then use ki for my flurry of blows. And with the open hand technique, if I were to succeed with the flurry of blows on the attack, I can push the bad guy. It'd be nice to push him off of me at that point.
Okay. I would let you substitute one of your blows for movement.
Okay.
The damage. Substitute the damage on one of the blows for movement.
Okay. Fair point. Okay, so it got me by the leg, I'm assuming you said?
Yep.
Okay, it's pulling me through, so I'm going to take my bow staff and try to whack it pretty good. 17 plus yada yada.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Excellent. And damage on that is unarmed.
So let's do this. Because you're a monk and because we don't want to slow things down too much, just go ahead and roll all your attacks, and then let's figure out the damage. And then you can narrate what happens after you know which ones hit and which ones fail.
Okay. And then a punch.
kick, punch. It's all in the mind.
It's 11 plus 6 is 17.
That's a hit.
Okay. And then my flurry of blows, 2 more. Another kick punch is 20 total.
Yep.
And 15 total. I'm sorry, 14.
Those all hit. So,
I mean, it is just plants. I should be able to hit a plant, right?
So you're just attacking the tendril to do all this, yeah? Because you're not... or did you move up to the actual cactus itself?
Nope. I'm just beating on the tendril itself.
Okay.
What's my distance from Mother Cactus?
So if you would like to just do damage for 3 of those, and then you can, you can push him off. You can break free with the 4th one.
Okay.
So give me that total damage. While he is doing that, next up, nope. Next up is going to be Francisca.
I'm gonna cast Bane.
Ooh. Who are you baning?
The cactus.
Okay.
Well, up to 3 creatures. So if there are 2 of them, if they're both within 30 feet, I would love to get both of them.
Okay. They are they will be if you move up. You'll have to move up a little bit. You'll have to walk on some of the rocks in order to get there.
Yeah, all right, I can do that.
Okay. Then let's see. What is that? That's what kind of saving throw is that?
It is charisma. They need 15. 15. It's 15. It's a cactus. Frankly, if they make it, I'll be really impressed.
One of them actually does.
Oh.
But the other does not.
Never underestimate a cactus.
I guess they're intimidating.
So
They're
we'll
very
say
prickly.
we'll say that the one that is grappling him is the one that you got.
Well, that's
So
good.
it's 21 points of damage.
21.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
An awesome monk.
That is fierce. I will say this as well. You notice as you're attacking the tendril, like it backs off, but it doesn't look as damaged as you'd think it would be from that level of attack.
Fair point.
Run away!
And that's my way of saying it has resistance to that type of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I am officially ungrappled, though, right?
Yes.
For the time being.
Yep.
Excellent.
All right, and he is baned. Is that it for your turn, Francisca?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Epic. I know you were unfamiliar with the game, so let's do this. You just tell me what you want to do, and I will let you know if it is with how we can make that happen within the rules.
I was going to take the oil flask and throw it at the cactus.
Okay.
And then just throw a torch on it.
All right.
Just set it on fire.
Let's do this. I need you to roll me a dexterity check for the toss.
Okay. That's
And
dexterity.
And don't forget, you guys have your cards, you have your rerolls. Like, there's all sorts of stuff you can do.
Can we, like, if we open the card, it doesn't mean we're using it, right? We can just look at it.
Yeah, if you just look at it, it doesn't, like, nobody else sees you looking at it.
Okay.
We don't know what cards you got, right?
But we all have cards. We have to use them tonight?
No, you just have to use them by the end of the event.
Speak for yourself. I don't have any cards.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So dexterity roll.
So this would be a D20, and then whatever
D20.
your dex plus is.
So my dexterity is +3. And
Nice.
I got an 18.
All right. So yes, you toss that out, and an 18 is a pretty good roll. I'm gonna say that you actually, I'm gonna say you hit both of them because it shatters and the oil will kind of spread.
It's a pound of oil,
Yeah,
so I've just
exactly.
wasted a pound of oil.
So you flick the torch out, and woof, it goes up. And there's actually a little that you hear from the plants when this happens, and all of the little rocks go like they skitter away from this now rolling flame. I would like you to roll 2d6 damage. Normally, a torch is d6. These guys are weak to fire.
And covered in a lot of oil.
Yep.
It's a pound of oil. But usually it's a pint, right? So I got a 4. I don't know what that means.
So they both take 4 damage. All right.
Way to needle them that quick.
But it says they take additional 5 fire damage from burning oil, right?
Is that what it says?
Yeah, on oil.
All right. No. That we'll roll with that. So wait, does it just say that instead of the d6?
Yes.
I'm looking at oil.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. Cool. We'll do that instead. So, because it is a plant, it takes 10 damage instead of 5. So there you go.
Cool.
All right. Most excellent. That's a pretty epic opening turn. Pun intended. Next, the rocks go. And they will actually, split into 2 different groups. One of which is going to attack Donatello, since he's right there. And we'll start with that. This is... Oh, that's cocked. That's also cocked. Come on. I can't roll today, apparently. All right, that is a 17 to hit. What's your AC? 14. All right. So all these little rocks that are underneath you, they each now have this little spike that protrudes out of the top of their head, just kind of pops up like turkey's done. And so they all start kind of trying to stick to you and poke at you. And that is, it's only the ones that are beneath you that will be able to pull this off. But they are going to do some damage to you. For a total of 7 damage, 7 piercing damage. And I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dex save throw.
Should be good for you.
9.
9. All right. So, they all of these that are beneath you, all these little rocks, they now start actively trying to get under your feet, like a cat basically, except there's a bunch of them. And they actually do get under you and start moving, and you completely lose your balance. This floor shifting beneath you, and you fall prone. And they start carrying you, and you move closer to the cacti. So they are, they move, the 5 feet closer, so you're right up there. The other swarm is going to come at the closest one, who is going to be Francisca, because you moved a little bit closer in order to do this. They actually are going to be able to move under your feet as well and start stinging you with their stingers.
I don't like them.
That's 8. Or no, I'm sorry. Let me roll an attack roll. What's your AC?
15.
15? Yeah, that's not going to hit. They completely miss you. Or they can't pierce your tough exterior. But they are still beneath you, so I need you... They're moving underneath you. I need you to roll that dexterity saving throw, please.
Coats. Oh man, my saving throw modifier is awesome. I'll take it.
$16. That's fine. So yeah, you were able to resist falling prone. And therefore you are not moved closer to the cacti. All right, and now we're at Autumn's turn.
Oh, I get to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was my whole round. All right, so breakdown. I mean, I obviously I just kind of turn and realize what's going on here. How far away am I?
I'm gonna say you're about 40 feet away.
All right. Well, if I step a little legs, it probably wouldn't go down into the river bag. So I rush to the edge and boy, how steep is it? I mean, is it like, am I gonna go?
It's not very steep. It's just these shifting intelligent rocks or animated rocks.
Okay. I with a yeah, sure, why not? I just strike down at the nearest rock with my my warhammer.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make an attack roll, please.
That is a 19.
19. All right, you do a mighty golf swing with your hammer. You get a whole swath of them. There's this little chorus of "ee" as they go like flying, and they hit other rocks or hit the ground and shatter. There's a swarm of them though, so there's still quite a few.
Sure.
How much damage was that?
It would be only 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. All right. That was the most adorable rock death you've ever heard in your life, by the way. It was quite glorious. Back up to the top. We are back up to the cactus. The one that is close to that Tell is very close to is going to go ahead and reach out to him. Nobody else seems to be within the range yet, so it's just going to take a swing at you. That is an 11 to hit, so that is not going to hit. This literally, it looks like just a really long cactus is what this tendril is, and it just whips out at you and lashes with its thorns, and it's not able to find you. The other one now has range on you, however, so it is going to do the same, and it rolls even worse. So the two tendrils are essentially like kind of wrapping up in each other and kind of whipping against each other. So they're more their tremor sense is what they have. Their ability to sense vibration in the ground. They're picking up each other's sense more than you, and so they're kind of contending with that and being completely ineffectual on this turn. There's 4 tendrils just kind of lashing around trying to get at you, but not working at all. And now we are at Voltron.
I'm gonna take my crossbow and make another attempt on that cactus holding Datadella.
All right.
So that's 20.
That is definitely a hit.
Excellent. So now we do the damage, which is 1d6 plus 4, and I believe it's piercing, which would be 8.
Very nice. All right, so the bolt of your crossbow goes sailing through, and it literally punches through and punches out the other side, and a little bit of water from the cactus trickles out from this grievous wound.
There you go. Lick that, Datadella.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'll go ahead and prep for dodge again, just in case.
You know what? Actually, Datadella is within 5 feet.
Is he?
You would have sneak attack on that.
How is he?
Because he kept getting dragged forward.
Oh, so the cactus was between me and him?
No, but he's 5 feet away from the cactus. Therefore,
5 feet away from the cactus.
He's 5 feet away from the cactus. So therefore, you get sneak attack.
Oh.
So you can roll your sneak attack damage as well. And technically, you had advantage.
Where is my sneak attack? I can't find it.
So this is something that rogues get. Rogues have the ability when they have advantage or when somebody else is engaged, they can do more damage.
3d6.
Once per turn, an extra 3d6 damage, yeah. That's why rogues are awesome.
That's insane. That's the damage I got with my 4 hits.
Total of 9.
Another 9 damage. All right, so it's actually like it punches a large hole. It's not just, a hole big enough for the bolt. It actually impacts and makes a crater inside that cactus body. And immediately you see the cactus itself begin to shudder. And before you have time to realize exactly what is going on, all of the spines on the outside of the cactus body will suddenly fire off at great speed, just filling the immediate air with just pincushion of needles.
Of course it is.
And
acupuncture. Think positive. Acupuncture.
Anything within 15 feet, which is Donatello, needs to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I haven't failed any of these so far tonight. 17 plus 6. 23.
All right, so you will take half damage.
Okay, cool.
You have to do that for every needle, so we'll wait.
All right, so that would normally be 17 damage. You take half that rounded down, so that's 8. You take 8 damage from the hail of needles.
No worries, guys. All right. So, it is on me now, right?
That is correct.
And I am within 5 feet of Mother Cactus or the tendrils.
Yeah, you're right up next to one of them, yeah. And actually, because it fired off most of its needles, there's you can actually probably punch it without impaling your own hand.
Well, yeah, excellent. So, similar plan to what I had before, but then something that I forgot to do last time on top of it. So let me roll for attack with staff, punch, kick, punch. Here's first. Yes.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do these one at a time because this thing's pretty beat up.
Okay. We'll do that again then. All right. 7 plus 6 is 13.
Does not hit.
Okay. 15 plus 6 is 21.
That's a hit. So go ahead and roll damage on that because you might actually finish it off.
Okay. I noticed my damage on here says 1d6 plus 3, and it also says 1d8 plus 3. Last time I wasn't sure if I rolled a d6, but you know why I have 2 options on my damage for my bow staff. That'd be interesting to know.
Two-handed or one-handed?
Two-handed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damage is 4 on that one. Not
right.
very much.
Yeah, not enough to finish it off.
Nope. Okay. So, flurry of blows. I'm going to hit 2 more times. Oh, gross. 2 plus 6 is 8.
Nope.
The other one is 16 plus 6.
That's a hit.
Excellent. All right, let's do better this time, guys. Come on. 3 plus 3 is points of damage.
How do you want to do this? Because it is dead.
Yeah, excellent. So I'm hoping to just punch it so hard that it just kind of cracks like a watermelon being opened up very inefficiently and just kind of fall over. and expose a whole bunch of gooey, cactusy goodness.
All right. Yes, you punch it. The whole top half of it just flies off, and you can actually see that you can see the water inside, but the rest of it just kind of sags, and the water is kind of almost dribbling out like over the top that's sunken on one side.
Excellent.
So yeah, and the tendrils just kind of flop, and then stop.
Douche. Excellent. Is there a piece that I am able to, like a hand-sized chunk that I can grab of any sort in the immediate vicinity?
Of cactus?
Yeah.
From the shattering of the top? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. With that in hand, I would like to use Step of the Wind and another key point to jump out of that ravine.
Okay. Sure, I think you can jump that high with a Step of the Wind. Yeah, should be a problem.
Since it's doubled for the turn, so whatever that would be, time to do.
So why don't you go ahead and roll an acrobatics check? Or wait, are you trying to jump out or climb out, or what are you doing exactly? I think it's athletics.
Athletics? I got plenty of acrobatics on my...
No, I know, but technically jumping is athletics. Technically.
Okay. Sure. With nice flourish, 6 plus 3 is 9.
9? So you can at least get up to the point where you can like scrabble up the rest of the way with your Step of the Wind.
Excellent.
You get enough lift. Yeah, enough vertical lift, you can get out.
I just hold up the piece of cactus I have. I'm so proud of myself.
All right, Francisca.
Is the other one attacking?
It's still active. You can see the tendril is now kind of lashing out up towards him. It's still going to try and get him. See if you can pull him back down.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they took out the one you baned.
I know. I was just looking and like, well, now what am I going to do? I might try to put some distance there.
Fun. It hasn't really moved. It's just been the vines, right?
Yeah.
Are those rocks still around?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're actually underneath you right now. You're actually having to actively contend with them.
Okay.
Because they've all got little spikes on the top of their heads, and they're all like trying to get you to step on them and fall over.
Ooh. Sentient caltrops? That's the worst.
Kinda, yeah.
I'm thinking I might try Thunder Wave. Would they be considered unsecured objects? They have little like feet though.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's do it and see what happens.
Let's give this a try. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna try and cast Thunder Wave at the rocks. Specifically, I want them to like tumble away from me. That's what I'm going for.
All right. Let's go ahead, actually, because I'm sorry. It's a saving throw, isn't it? What's the saving throw?
It is Con 15.
Con 15. All right. Look at these guys. Well, alrighty then.
It's gonna get really loud.
Yeah, that is a fail.
No. So I just made a lot of noise then.
No, they failed.
Oh, they failed. Yes.
They failed. So what happens? Tell me what happens. Describe it.
All right. Well, as a bard or as someone who's been up most of the day. All right. So obviously this is a problem. This is a panic. This is a panic spell. This is not actually something thought out. This is throwing hands down in case I fall, and then subconsciously casting Thunder Wave, so that I don't fall and instead have this unintentional but pretty cool when you think about it, and when I tell the story later, kind of a rolling sound first, like a rolling thunder, not a snapping thunder, and it just creates waves going down the ravine, picking up rocks as it goes.
How far does it reach?
Pushes them 10 feet away.
But what's the range on it?
And the range is 15 feet.
Okay. All right. So you'll get the first swarm then. All right. So yeah. And what's the damage on it?
It is 2d8.
All right. Go ahead and give me that.
Thunder damage.
Give me that damage.
They'll attack.
10. Quel dommage. Which... This is the same swarm that's actually on Arm, isn't it?
You know better than us.
Yeah, no, I think so. All right, so that's going to actually... that swarm is eradicated. They all go flying. There's just those little tiny legs like kicking as they're flying in slow motion with their eyes like super wide. But then they hit the wall and the other rocks and they just shatter. So that swarm is gone.
Well done, Lassie.
All right, Epic.
I meant to do that.
What are you doing, Epic?
The rock thingies didn't mess with me, right?
The rocks, nope. They seem to be going towards the people who are causing them the most immediate harm.
Yeah, and I mean, I already threw all my oil away.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I guess.
You got spells. Don't forget you got spells.
I do have spells. So let's see. Francisca already got rid of the rock thingies.
There is another swarm of them. There is another swarm.
There's
of them.
another swarm.
Yeah, it's beneath.
So then,
it's beneath.
How far from me? How far is he from me?
They're about 25 feet away. 25, 30 feet.
All right, so I'll do a gust to blow them off.
All right.
So a cantrip.
Yeah, let me take a look.
All right.
So gust. I don't remember what that does.
And it has a hit DC of 15.
Okay. All right, so I have to roll a strength saving throw.
All right. So rolling what?
All right, so they roll, and they needed a 15 and got a 9, so they failed. So this kind of similar to the thunderstorm that just happened. This rush of wind whooshes up and pushes them. It's like the Red Sea underneath your feet, Dadatilla. It's just they all get like pushed away to either side, and some of them go rolling like end over end. You can see like tumbling with their little legs in the air towards the cactus. I'm gonna do this. Give me a D6, and we'll say that it's gonna get halved because the cactus is resistant to bludgeoning damage. But give me a D6, and that will be damage that gets done to the cactus from the rocks rolling into it.
All right, D6.
5. All right, so 2 damage. But it if nothing else, collective spirits are broken. So and they are no longer menacing Dadatella there.
It's kind of funny nobody thought to bring a broom when we were planning for this trip.
All right, I'll make sure there's nothing else. No, that's pretty much what the spell does. All right, coolness. So it's actually them going to go now again. They see that the other swarm was destroyed, the other group of them, and they see one of the cactuses down. So they're all like, you can see they all suddenly like kind of perk up on their legs, and they kind of look at each other. Like there's this collective conversation that seems to happen just by eye contact between this group of like 30 or so one-eyed rocks. And there's, with this sudden zeitgeist of agreement, they just all move off in one direction and move on the other side of the cactus. Like they're like, nope, and start moving away.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
I speak tiny one-eyed rock, so
It's on my character sheet.
I wrote it down. I had to pick languages. No, sorry.
All right. So let's see, and then it's Autumn's turn.
It is. All right. So the situation is the party is cleared. The rocks have run away. The cactus is still flailing.
Yes.
I turned grumpily to Datatello and said, "Can we be done here?"
As the tendril is like literally sneaking up towards his foot behind him.
Behind Datatello?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I see it.
Sure.
All right. So then I clearly we are not, and so I yell some sort of cool dwarvish yell that I can't possibly think of right now, but and I charge down the hill, hammer. Oh, you know what? Actually, yes. I charge down the hill, and with my bonus action, I will make it. Let's see. It is called. I want to make sure I get it right here. Searing Smite.
Ooh. Nice.
Which in light makes my weapon flare with a white hot intensity. And I charge toward the second cactus and attempt to make an attack on it.
All right.
Let's see here. See if I can screw this up. That is a 16.
That's a hit.
1, 10. So I do 14 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
And then the fire I believe is 1d6. I'm double checking here.
Yeah, good to keep it separate because the bludgeoning it resists, but the fire it does not.
So Searing Smite. It does 1d6 fire damage and causes the target to ignite into flames.
Yep.
Must make a Constitution saving throw, and if failed, takes 1d6 fire damage on each additional turn.
Yep.
So the fire damage is 4 on the initial strike, plus the, what did I say? 4. Did I do my? No, sorry. Did I tell you what my damage was? I must have.
It was 14 for bludgeoning, right?
Yes, 14
Right.
bludgeoning.
Yep.
And then you said it was 4 fire damage?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Coolness. So, yes, it is again engulfed in flames once more. Some of the lingering oil catches again. And it's going to go next. It's literally just going to start. It's going to hop up on little tiny vine-like legs and start moving slowly away from all of you. Its speed is 5 feet, so it can't move very fast at all, but it is clearly like, screw this, I'm out. So I'll say this, you guys can finish it off if you want. I'm not going to make us go through any of the rolls, or you can just leave it be, let it get away.
So the flaming cactus and the rocks are trying to escape? Is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
All right. All right.
That's a walking water bag, guys.
Is that water really safe to drink?
I guess I'll find out.
I go through and make sure I pick up the 2 crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Fired.
Okay.
I wipe Cactus Goo for my hammer, pray to Firebird for surviving, and walk back up the ravine.
Okay. All right. So you let them all go. And I mean, there is still the other cactus.
Pieces of it?
So what?
You talking about the pieces of the other cactus?
Yeah, and the bit that's still there. It does have water inside.
Okay. I'm gonna try to collect as much of that as I can.
All right. Then roll a survival check, please.
Excellent. 22.
22. You are able to realize that the thick skin of this actually has a lot of the water in it as well. It's not just the water that you can immediately see. So you're able to actually like kind of carve it into pieces and squeeze it out effectively. You are able to yield 4 gallons of water from this one cactus.
Oh my god.
So I will say you guys definitely are not going to have to tick off any water for the day for your journey. With that, we are way over time. So I apologize to any of you guys who are like, oh my god, why is it so late? But I did want to at least get us to a point where we could wrap up. We'll pick up with camp the following day and go from there. So
you want to tell them, Mark, how they can book their events so they know where they can reach us for the 4th session of this game?
Absolutely. So we are doing this twice more before Dreamforce next Saturday and the Saturday after that here, twitch.tv/SalesforceYoda. At 8:30 p.m. Central Time, we'll be doing that the next 2 Saturdays. After that, at Dreamforce, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, because that's where you will be, because it will be at Dreamforce, we will be doing the 4th and final chapter of this adventure, bringing it to a close. And that will be at the Hilton Union Square in Continental Ballroom 7. It is in the Agenda Builder. You do have to sign up in the Agenda Builder in order to attend. So please be sure you do that. Seats, of course, this is Agenda Builder. This is Dreamforce. Seats may go quickly, so be sure you get signed up. And of course, throughout all of these events, we are, of course, taking the donations for Pep Up Tech that will help or hurt the players. I'm going to start throwing harder stuff at these guys. They're going to need your help, people. Or else they will die. Maybe not, because they seem to be pretty good at what they do. But either way, we will be back next week at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, same bat channel. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.